Hello hobby friends, my name is Ren. Welcome back to my hobby room. Today I am working on some barbed wire scatter terrain for various war games. This could be used for Warhammer 40k or any modern style war game. I am using 3mm plastic card for the base. I'm using some Vallejo textured texture paste, which is thick mud, to provide the ground texture. I am using a combination of both matchsticks and bamboo skewers for the wooden supports, and then I have some model razor wire or barbed wire to use as the barbed wire itself. I don't remember exactly what brand the barbed wire is, but you can just Google model barbed wire or model razor wire online, and you'll find a whole bunch of it. Here you can see these are the matchsticks that I'm using, and then also here are some of the bamboo skewers. I cut those down into about 1 inch length. And then you might also notice that I got my nails done, so safety first, always wear some gloves to protect your nails from getting messed up. I'm sure all of you have that problem. So we're just cutting the bamboo skewers into 1 inch sections. Then I'll be using some super glue just to glue them into an X shape. And then, so basically, the premise on how to make these is you cut your basing material into 1 inch strips, and I have some that are 6 inches long, so 1 inch wide by 6 inches long, and and then some other ones that are only 3 inches, so 1 inch by 3 inches. I am using, as I said, 3mm plastic card. I like that because it doesn't warp when you put wet material on it, like the basing material. But you can use anything you want. You can use chipboard or cardboard. You just might have to deal with the basing material warping a little bit when you put the ground material on it. And then, as I said, I used Vallejo texture paste thick mud, and I've used this before, but that's what put on the base in order to create the ground texture. If you don't have that, you can use wall like spackle or hole filler for your wall, and then you just have to do a painting on it. And as you'll see, I will be painting this as well, because I'm going to come back and paint it in order to cover the white edges of the plastic card. Especially, I'm going to cut off the corners, so just want to make sure that none of that white shows through. And here I'm cutting off the corners, and I'm using some aviation tin snips. I just got these. They work really great, and I got them online for less than $10, so that's a pretty good investment so far. And as I was about to say, I painted the sides, and then these could probably stand to be improved by a dry brushing from a slightly lighter color brown, but I wasn't thinking ahead, and I put the wire on first. So I would suggest, if you make these, do the dry brushing before you add the barbed wire, the model barbed wire. Okay, and so then I'm going through here, just making sure all the wire is glued down, and this is model barbed wire comes pre-coiled, so that's really nice. So I just have to kind of stretch it out and put it on there. And then see for the wooden parts, as I said, I used either matchsticks, which I just bought a big bag of quote matchsticks. They're not actual matches, right? With no fire head on them. They're just basically for crafting. I bought those from the craft store. And or bamboo skewers. The matchsticks are a little bit thinner, and they give a good like timber look. Like the wooden supports are made out of like railroad ties or something like that. Whereas if you use the bamboo skewers, since those are round, they look more like logs. So just whatever you prefer. I actually did a mix of them just to see how they'd come out. So we've covered the basing material. That's basically all of the materials you need. Something for your base, something to give you texture, something to make the wooden supports, and something to use for the wire. I like the. I was gonna say also, the reason I'm making these X supports is that they're easier to make stand up rather than trying to put a fence post standing straight up and down, because then they're a little bit stronger, and then you have 2 points of contact with the ground rather than just one. And I found that they would break less when you play with them if you make them like this. At this point, this is me just using a cheap craft paint. I think it's a folk art paint called Nutmeg Brown, in order to cover the sides, cover up the white sides of the plastic base. And as I said, if you want to dry brush, I would recommend dry brushing before you add the wire. But I'm just going to go without that. So if you're enjoying this video, please go ahead and like the video, and maybe subscribe to the channel if you like what I do, and hit the notification bell to be notified when I make a new video. Also, let me know if you like this style of video where I'm doing commentary as a voiceover after. I'm just trying different things, seeing what works for the channel. So I will probably be using these pieces of barbed wire terrain for Warhammer 40k, but they would work great for any sci-fi game that's not, too far advanced, or any modern or historical war game, where especially any that use trenches, like World War I games would probably be, World War II games that would use trenches and barbed wire. These would be great for. What type of games do you think these would be good for? What that you play? Let me know down in the comments. Also, this type of terrain, just where you have a 1-inch wide base, and then you have some kind of linear obstacle. There's a lot of games that use this type of terrain for that, like the new, or like the Lord of the Rings game, which just came out with a new version. Barbed wire itself is probably not good for Lord of the Rings, but you could make fences on these kind of bases that are like that. Okay, also I used some Vallejo rust wash on the wire portions of these, and it came out, this is the first time I ever used that, it came out kind of subtle, maybe a little bit too subtle. It's hard to see, but there is some corrosion going on the wire now, where I put that on there, but it's I think that is more generally used for like flat metal surfaces. So anyway, if you made it this far, thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time. Have a great day.